Hello everybody, Angry Flapjack here, bringing you a review of Tera Online by En Masse Entertainment. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why am I doing a free-to-play MMO video? I rarely do these. In fact, my YouTube is kinda dead. Well, I'm here to also announce that my YouTube channel is getting completely revamped into being a free-to-play MMO model. So, basically what that means is that I'll be doing free-to-play MMO reviews on my YouTube channel, and I'll be playing them on my Twitch stream. So that way I can give an honest review on every game I play. That way at least I can play them for about 40 hours or so before I can give an honest opinion about the MMOs. Because reviewing an MMO is a finicky thing. It's where you have to play the game long enough in order to make an honest opinion. Because if you play an MMO for like 2 hours and say the game sucks or the game rocks, you're being very disingenuous right there, because you are not really experiencing what an MMO is. Now, what defines an MMO? Well, we all know what it stands for, which is Massively Multiplayer Online Video Game, or MMO, rather. And basically, with that said, I'm here to try to review them in as fair way as possible, where I played them for at least 40 hours. Oh, 40 hours out of the work week base, more or less. It's like a full-time job, but instead of going to work, I'm playing video games. Now with that said, this is my review on Tera Online. And I'm going to show you right off the hop here what the character selection screen looks like, and it looks awesome. It's not your standardized, you click on your character here and it goes to like a separate window. Here you can actually see all your characters walking in a very badass formation ready for battle. And this is actually really cool because you can just click on the character you like and go from there. But what's even cooler that I've noticed is that you can reposition them. You can put, like, I want to put you there. Oh. That you can do that. Ah, sorry. I completely forgot where they go. Or you can do this. It's actually really cool and innovative on how they really did this. So you can change the formation of all your characters and whatnot. Now, I gotta mention right now is that this game has different accounts you can get. You can get a free account or a founder account. With a founder account, which is something I have, you should probably notice, I get max character slots, and I think that's about it. I have an interesting history with this game, as in I played this game back in 2013 when the game initially went free to play. Now you're probably asking, being Flapjack, when did the game really come out? Well, the game actually first came out back in January 25th of 2011 in South Korea, came out in August 18th, 2011 in Japan, and finally in North America, May 1st, 2012. So the game's been out since at least 2011, so it's been about 5 years since the game initially released. And I can easily say in those 5 years, this game looks absolutely stunning for a free-to-play MMO. So the game's gone through a lot of revisions and whatnot. Now, it is published by En Masse Entertainment, but the developers are Blue Hole Studios, and I'm not even sure what other games they've made. But if this is like one of the first games, I gotta say it's a really good game. Now you guys are probably wondering, what does a character creator look like? I see all these sexy women and sexy dragon men on my screen here, and let me show you what the character creation is like. So click a new character. Got some nice little splash art here. Also, I should mention, most of the splash art you see in the game is all fan art made by the fans, which is really cool. Like, the game is very in tune with their fans. You don't get a lot of that from most MMOs out there. Alright, so this is what you got. You got your basic races here. You got humans, standardized humans, the Castanic, which are basically your demon people. Yeah, let's go with the humans here. Yeah, humans. Get your basic male and female. Amani. I like to call them the dragon people. They're pretty cool. I actually really like these guys. Then you got the high elves. They're elves basically. There's nothing special about them. They're elves more or less. And then we got the potpourri, which is an interesting race to say the least. Now the potpourri are supposed to be the cute race of the game, and you can make them look like any cute cuddly animal you can think of. Be it a panda, a squirrel, well rather a chipmunk I guess here, a cat, a dog, and just a variety of different like facial features you can give them to look like an animal. And then we have the Ellen. I can straight up tell people that this is the race that makes most people very uncomfortable. I'll let you figure out why. And then you have the race that really no one plays as, and that's a Baraka, which is more or less a rock person. They are golems. They're pretty cool. Now, for the sake of showing how character creation goes, I'm actually going to go make a human character. Since most people generalize go to making a human and whatnot. However, though, I gotta show the classes. You got a warrior, and the best part here is that it actually tells you what they do in like the big bold letters and tell you like these little bars. Do you like bars? I like bars. So you got a warrior, you know, they're either a tank or a DPS, either or. You got your lancer, which is your basically your big meaty tank who runs in there with a giant shield and a lance. He's a tank, like through and through. There's no way around it. Then you got your Slayer, which is your two-handed sword DPS man. So really nothing much to be said there. Then interestingly enough, you got the Berserker, which is also a two-handed weapon DPS man, rather. So if you like swords or you like giant axes, I guess you can go for either or. The best part though is that this easily could have been like a class that could be 2 in 1 basically, but instead they chose to make it into 2 separate classes, which is pretty cool, and they feel very different from each other, which is really nice. Then you got Sorcerer, your ranged magic user. Nothing really much to be said there. And Archer, well, it's your Archer. Priest, healer. I really wish I could say more on that. And then your Mystic, which is another variation of the healer, but they can also do some DPS. Now, this is where we get into classes that are race and gender specific. Like, for example, the Reaper. The Reaper can only be played as an Ellen. So only the Ellen can be the Reaper. Only thing I know about the Reaper, because I haven't really seen one, is that they use chain hooks, or chain swords rather, what these things are. And they are very mid-range. And then you have the Gunner, which is only able to be used by the female Castanics and the female High Elves. Now, I have a Gunner. They're a lot of fun, but there'll be more on that later. And the new class they added in is the Brawler, which can only be used by human females. Now, interesting enough about these guys is that they're tanks. They're big brawlers with giant fists like Vi from League of Legends, who go in the fray and, well, tank. They're in an interesting place because everybody thinks they're DPS. Unfortunately, they're not, but they can be played as a DPS. So with that said, I'm going to show off what the character creation looks like. Not for each race though, I'm going to just choose the human male and go from there. Alright, so this is what the character creation looks like. Your very basic standard fare. You know, you looking closer, it doesn't look too bad. In fact, it actually looks pretty good for 2011. They haven't upgraded the graphics since then, and they don't really need to. It looks fine as it is. Very basic and whatnot, but then again, you don't exactly need like Crysis 3 levels of graphics for an MMO. And you got your little presets here, you know, Lion Man, Beautiful Man, Scarred Man, and so forth and so forth. But that's not really what you want to do. Maybe you want to make your own character. That's why you get to the features. You can choose your hairstyle from here. You know, different hairstyles. And I don't know, let's go with this. Yeah, let's go with samurai with green hair. Or maybe you want blue hair. Sometimes you want to have some red hair. Unfortunately, you can't go with like different variations of the color, but it's very basic, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Really nothing wrong with that. Now faces, well, you can choose a face, you know, go from there and whatnot. And you think to yourself, oh, if you already have preset faces, why would you bother making a character? Well, because you can fine detail the face. Oh god, I don't know why I choose that, but whatever. For the sake of the video, we're gonna go with this. You can change the brow. Yeah, it doesn't really do much actually. Cheekbones. Yeah, jaw. Width of the jaw. Jaw jut. Eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. Which is pretty cool. You can actually customize what your face looks like, which is something most MMOs don't have. Adornments, you know, you get a beard, different mustaches and looks and whatnot. Each race and gender has different adornments and different features and whatnot, so pick and choose. Now you can actually view the outfits you'll be getting throughout your adventures. Like, you can get that, you can get that, you can get that. You know, it's pretty cool. You can actually view the armors you'll be getting later in the game, which is really nice. And you can choose your voice. It's nothing much. It's just grunts and whatnot. Now you guys are probably wondering what the females look like, so we're gonna do that with the females. Alright, just for you guys, this is what they look like. Yeah. If you guys already haven't noticed, this game is about sexy people. Sexy people and buff people. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as both genders get equal sexy times, I'm okay with it. You get different faces. You know, different faces and whatnot. Different hairstyles. The colors generally stay the same. You know, let's go with that. Adornments. It's all like the makeup and tattoos, and I think you get scars on them. It doesn't look like it. No, that sucks. Fine details as well, and the outfits. You know, it's not bad, honestly. Like there's some races that are more racy in their outfits. But honestly, it could be much worse. Okay. Alright, so I will show you guys what the combat looks like. Alright, oh my god. There's the splash art, looks cool. Alright, I'm going to show you combat on my... You know, I'll show you combat on my gunner. What it actually looks like. But like I said, most art in this game is done by fan arts. And they do have permission from the artists, which is good. Generalized quick load times. This is what you're welcome to. A welcome screen tells you what's going on. It gives you a basic rundown about your class you're playing, which is really nice actually. Most games don't do that. And it tries to promote itself with the elite status over here. Elite status basically is a subscription to the game. And welcome to the game of Tera. This game is absolutely gorgeous for 5 years later. Like, look at this. This is simply amazing at all this. Like, there's so much time and effort into it. My only complaint, though, is that there's no time transition. Like, there's no daytime and nighttime transition. Everything is as it is. So at nighttime, this will be daytime, which is perfectly fine. Now you're probably looking around going, "Oh my God, there's so many things to look at." Well, basically, health bar, mana bar. Each class has a different mechanic. For example, the gunner here has willpower, which is used for some of her abilities. And you have your mini-map up here. Then you have your actual map over here, showing the roads and whatnot. Got your quests over here. Your basic standard fare. Times down here. Your ability bar. Also, you can change channel in the area you're in case things get too laggy. You know, it tells you where you are. buffs and whatnot. Chat, which is fine. By the way, there's no bots in chat, so that's a plus. Then you have your profile, which is basically your character's armory and whatnot. Costumes, dungeon stats, reputation. Your backpack, which is, well, your backpack. But the best part about it is that you can sort it out by clicking on things like, here's your equipment, costumes, consumables, crafting items, and quest items. Skills. Now how skills work in this game is basically you, as you level up, it tells you can learn new skills, and you just click on the skill to learn, and you learn it. And each skill has a preset amount of glyphs and whatnot. And right now I only have 13 glyphs, but I think you can get a max up to 50 when you hit max level. And you can just customize what your glyphs are for each move and whatnot. Got your passives, got your alliance if you're part of one, and your right button. It's all in one neat little convenient area. Quest log, nothing much to be said there. Your equipment, which is for crafting and whatnot. Craftings are standard fare. It's really nothing special. It's you go out, gather things, learn recipes and whatnot. I had a brain fart there. Party, well, party's party. Logs and whatnot, guild and alliance. I did join a guild, and I noticed there's nothing special about the guild tab. You get no actual perks or nothing bad about it. Achievements, if you really do enjoy achievements. And this is where we get interesting. Well, there is something called the Vanguard, which is more or less extra quests that you can do throughout your adventures. And they help give you special things like experience and crafting items and enchanting items and whatnots and glyphs, which I'll explain what glyphs are in just a moment. And here's your instance matchmaking. It's your standard fare, like you click tank, DPS, healer, click on the instance you want to do, find group. Parcel posting. Yeah, that's where you get your posts and whatnot. Item claim, for if you have if you bought anything through the in-game store, that's where it would go. Dressing room, if you feel like dressing up. Tera store, you know, shows you all the Tera store stuff. Any options. Now, I'm going to explain a few things here. Over here in the inventory, and it took me a while to realize this, there's 3 buttons down here. One button is enchanting. So let's click on enchanting and click on a thing to enchant like this. Let's go with that. Now in order to enchant, it's actually very standard fare. It actually tells you straight up what it needs and what it does. Because enchanting not only gives it extra armor and whatnot, it also gives you extra stats and whatnot. Like when it hits +3, you get this, +6 you get different ability, and +9 you get maxed out ability. And it tells you what you need, like right here. You use something called feedstock, which you disenchant from unused equipment or shards that you find on the ground. And you need things called alkahes to help enchant it. Now the best part about enchanting is that if it doesn't go through, it doesn't destroy the weapon like other MMOs. So let's try this out. So go there. Now we can either have the option of enchanting or auto-enchanting. Auto-enchanting does it for you automatically, goes through the whole process for you, don't have to worry about anything. So let's just click enchant for video's sake. And look. I now have a +1 brutal breastplate. On weapons though, if you hit +7, your weapon actually has a nice little glow to it to show that it's a enchanted weapon. Now I probably did a piss poor job of this. I did not explain what glyphs are. Glyphs are, well rather crystals, are little things you can put in your weapons or your armor or really anything actually. So crystals are these red and blue things that you can put on your weapon. Each weapon and armor has 3 slots, and the shoes, gloves, earrings, and whatnot have 1 slot. So you add them in, and they all have different effects and whatnot. Like for example, this has crit power, this has monster damage, and etc. etc. So you can actually have, there's a big level of customization you can do there, which is really nice. Now you're probably wondering what this heart is over here. Well, that's a stamina bar. More stamina you have, the more health you have. Basic standard fare. The less stamina you have, well, the less health you have. and basically you can get stamina back by standing by a campfire, either campfires that you have or campfires in town. And at those campfires, you have things called charms you can put in. They're buffs, more or less. There's nothing too special about them. They just give you buffs. Now, what does the combat look like, you're asking? Well, the combat is not your standard fare. It's not your standard fare point and click, hotbar, WoW system. It's a combat system. So, for example, I'll walk up these guys, I'll press a button, and I'll start shooting them. Yep, it's an action combat MMO. You can aim and shoot, you can dodge, and use abilities as you're going at it. So yeah, sure, it does still have hotbars and whatnot for their abilities, but it's not you stand there and you spam a bunch of numbers and whatnot, because this game also makes it easier on you and actually helps you combo your abilities together. Like, I'll throw this up, and then I'll press spacebar, then I'll press spacebar again, one more time. It actually makes it a lot easier for you. Now, you don't have to do that. You can actually, still press the hotbars and whatnot, and it wouldn't really matter, because you're still running around like this and dodging abilities. There's a lot of emphasis on dodging and blocking in this game, and it's very fun. So that's the combat there. And the questing system is pretty much your standard fare. You go get quests, you talk to people, you kill things. There's nothing really too special about the questing. But what makes it much more fun is this Vanguard system I showed earlier. Now, the major question here is Tera worth your time? Will I be returning to Tera during my gaming life? The simple answer to that is yes. This game is a lot of fun. Its music is great. The sound effects are fantastic. The community is fun. They're actually really helpful and new players. It's very casual and new player friendly, which is hard to say for most MMOs out there. And it also has the rule cool going on here, because the weapons are exaggerated, the armors are exaggerated, the monsters are exaggerated, everything's exaggerated, but you're having fun while you're doing it. Now, so yes, I say Tera Online is a good game. It's fun. Everyone should go try it. And with that said, this is Angry Flapjack signing out on my first video. Talk to you later, everybody.